Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Vitamin D TV. Well, you already know what the title is, so I don't really gotta say that, but I wanted to make this video because language learning is a long-term game. It's long-term, and a lot of times I get people who feel like they're not getting anywhere because they're not seeing that, they're not getting that instant gratification that they want. So I'm making this video for the person who's feeling like, oh my god, not progressing in this language. Why? I'm not seeing anything. It's been a month now and I still can't understand what they're saying on Netflix. I still have to use subtitles and it's just not working out. This is so difficult. I'm not progressing. This is pointless. I wasted my time. I'm gonna quit. I'm making a video for those type of people right now because language learning is a long-term game. You're learning a new skill, you're learning how to talk to people, you're learning a new way to think, you're learning a new way to see the world. It's not just learning words, you're not just acquiring words. This is a whole new way of life. So that's gonna take some time. So to give you guys some instant gratification or some clues to know that you're on the right path, I wanted to make this video for you guys. So the first thing that you would notice when you're getting good in a language, first of all, before I even go into that, this video, like the tips I'm gonna give you guys, it's not in any specific order. This is not gonna happen to you in any exact order. It can happen to you any kind of way. But in my list, on my little list, the first thing I have is that you don't have to think about what you're gonna say. You don't have to think about how to conjugate. If somebody says, ¿Cómo va tu día? Tú puedes responder. You can respond. You can answer without a problem. You don't gotta think like, yo estoy bien, bueno. Like, no, you don't gotta worry about that. Like, it flows. You can talk sin problemas. So that's number one. Number two. This one is a big one because, like, you're still gonna make mistakes, but you're not gonna care so much. Like, you're gonna care, but it's not gonna be the end of the world if you make a mistake. So the second one is you no longer have the fear of speaking to native speakers. For a lot of people who have been studying for years and years or whatever, for whatever reason, they're letting their fear hold them back and they refuse to talk to a native speaker. I don't know about you guys, but I'm learning several languages because I want to be that bridge of communication for somebody if they need me, or if I just happen to be around the area, I can help. I'm learning that language because I want to be able to make more friends, more business partners, more, like, be able to network and stuff. Like, I'm learning languages because I want to expand my world all the way around. And if I'm never speaking to anybody, I'm not gonna get anywhere. And for you, it's probably the same thing. You want to be able to do this, you want to be able to speak fluently with somebody, but you're scared to talk to somebody. Listen, any new skill you learn, anything you do, anything you want to achieve, you're gonna have to do something scary. It's gonna be scary. It's called getting out of your comfort zone. I'm so sorry if you guys hear noise. My bunnies right now are like going crazy. But anyway, it's gonna be scary. You're gonna have to be willing to step outside of your comfort zone, which is easier said than done. I know. I'm not talking out of my ass here. I know what I'm talking about. I was horrified of speaking to a native speaker. To this day, and yo puedo hablar en español sin problema. To this day, I still get that, like, ooh, when I see a native speaker and I see that an opportunity to talk to him, I still get that feeling. So you're still gonna have that feeling, but it's about moving forward despite that feeling. Sorry, this is like irritating my soul right now. Yeah, so you don't fear speaking in front of a native speaker anymore. You're gonna make mistakes, and there's different types of native speakers. I should make a video about that. Yeah, I should definitely make a video about that. There's different types of native speakers you're gonna come across when you're speaking to someone. Some of them are gonna be willing to help you. Some of them are gonna laugh at you. Some of them are just gonna talk to you in English. Some of them are gonna really, really help you and give you like, oh, like for example, when I was working in Applebee's, I forgot what word it was that I said, but oh, I remember now. I was asking them like if they wanted mushrooms, so I was like, ¿Tú quieres hongos? And they're like, this one girl, she didn't say it in a mean way or anything, but she said like when it's food, like when it's fine dining or something, champiñones is the word. not hongos. Hongos are the mushrooms that are outside. So you'll come across native speakers like that that are really, really gonna help you and give you tips on stuff that that makes a difference. Like another example, I learned the difference between Puerto Riqueño y Boricua. Like Boricua is a Puerto Rican that was born like within the 50 states of America, of the United States, if you would. But a Puerto Riqueño is a person that was born in Puerto Rico. I didn't know that. I never would have guessed that. I don't think like anybody I know probably knows that. But it took me talking to a native speaker to learn that. I said, oh, tú eres Boricua? He's like, no, I'm Puerto Riqueño. And he told me like what I just said. And I was like, wow, you never would have guessed that. So when you get over that fear of talking to people, you learn things you're never gonna forget, especially when you mess up. You're never gonna forget that word when you mess up and they correct you. And I'm so grateful for that, because like that's like the fastest way to correct your mistakes instead of you fixing it on your own after reading about it or something. Like it's so much easier when a native speaker corrects you, because you'll never forget that word again. The next one, okay, this is also what I wanted to talk about. Your listening comprehension has improved greatly. That's another way. Your listening comprehension has improved greatly. So, for example, like facts tell, stories sell. So, for example, mind you, I do not speak Italian. I was watching this Italian show on Netflix, like binge watching for like a month or something. And at the time I was interested in Italian. I was trying to learn some, but for whatever reason I just let it go. But during that time I was watching this Italian show on Netflix, I had no idea what was going on for the most part. Like I might get a word here and there, but overall they talk so fast and it was just crazy. Like it was a really fast-paced show. It's hard to understand what they were saying. So whatever, I liked it, and then for whatever reason I just stopped watching it because, you know, life. And then like a month, 2 months later, somebody showed me this video and they were speaking Italian, and I was like, that's Italian. I know that's Italian. And I can't say I understood what was being said, but I could hear the words very much clearer than I could when I was watching that Italian show for a month straight. I did it clicked for me. And I can say the same thing about Japanese. I don't speak Japanese. I'm gonna speak Japanese before this year is over, but I don't speak Japanese. But I was binge watching like a show, like a couple shows for like 2-3 months or whatever last year, and I will never forget it. Like it sounded like a long alphabet, but all of a sudden, I can't describe it. I don't know if you would call it a paradigm shift or what, but all of a sudden it's like my brain was like, and everything sounded so much clearer to me. Like I still didn't know what they were saying, but everything sounded so much clearer to me. And it's the same thing when I was learning Portuguese, except I actually know Portuguese, so that was like, imagine how I felt. I was like, wow, I really know what's going on now, finally. Like your listening comprehension gets a lot better. And that's the same thing with music. That's the same thing with podcasts. You can hear better because you've been listening to the language for so many hours a day. Like just because you don't understand what's going on for the first month or even for the first 2 months doesn't mean that you're not going to improve at all. Like if I stopped learning Spanish just because I couldn't understand what was going on at the time, I would not have progressed with my other languages. Like you're gonna have to go through that. You're just gonna have to be willing to accept that you're not gonna understand what's going on for a while. That's why you're learning a language and not like already knowing it. It's a learning process, so be willing to deal with that. Next, you can read without having to constantly look up the words. This is a big one because when I was learning Spanish, like Lord, I was fluent in Spanish, and I came to the realization one day last year that I could not read in Spanish really well. So I was able to read. I started reading and I had to keep looking up words or whatever, and then like down the road, I was putting the words I didn't know on flashcards doing the whole 9, and so now I can read way better in Spanish than I could before. Like it has the flow to it now. I don't sound like a second grader trying to read anymore. So that makes a difference. I got like a couple more. people ask you what a word means as opposed to vice versa. And it's especially true when it's a native speaker. When a native speaker asks you how to say a certain word in the language that you learned, oh, you get it somewhere, honey. Like in one of my jobs, I'll have certain Dominicans ask me what is the word for something, and I'm like, okay. You gotta, sometimes, because you like, okay, I'm getting there. And then the next thing is, you get asked if you're a native speaker. That's like every language learner's dream, right? You being asked if you're a native speaker. Listen, that's not gonna come to you unless you've been practicing and practicing and practicing, and you have that confidence that you're not scared to speak to someone. That's when, down the line they'll ask you like, you sure? ¿Tú estás seguro que tú no estás de mi país? Sí. Because I just messed up now. The next thing is, you can put your thoughts on paper. Like, you really know how good or bad you are in a language when you can write in a journal. Like, I can write in Portuguese, I can write in Spanish, no problem. Pero no puedo escribir en francés. I cannot write in French. Like, my French is not that great. Like, no. So you're getting there when you can write. And last but not least, very important, you correct yourself when you make a mistake. Like, a lot of times you can be talking or whatever, and when you're talking to a native speaker, they may or may not correct you. It depends on the person. It's not a guarantee. So when you get that sixth sense kind of feeling like, oh, I don't like how I said that, I don't like how that sounded, I don't like how that I wrote that, when you're correcting yourself and you're noticing when you're making the mistakes, you're getting there. So that's my list of you guys. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But yeah, all of these things are gonna happen to you if you keep going in your language learning process. Eu aprendi português 2 anos atrás. Eu consigo falar sem problemas muitas vezes. Ainda eu não falo muito bem, ainda não falo perfeitamente, mas eu consigo falar minhas ideias. Eu consigo dizer o que eu quero dizer sem problema. Lo mismo con español. Yo puedo hablar en español sin problema ahora. Aún yo cometo errores. Like, no soy perfecta, pero yo puedo hablar sin problema. Y muchas veces yo tendría, yo tendría una persona que me pregunta, like, ¿de dónde eres? ¿Cómo aprendiste? Like, that's gonna happen for you guys if you keep on practicing. So that is all. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you did like this video, if you found some type of value in it, like, comment, subscribe. You already know the deal. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys tomorrow.